Hello and welcome to another episode of Giant Views. My name is Sonia Begeman. I'm the editorial director here at Seed World Group. Joining me today is Sarah Wilbanks. She is the new CEO at the Association of Official Seed Certifying Agencies. Now, you guys have a fun way to say that acronym because it is a mouthful. So first, tell me what we should call your new gig.
Sure, we call it AOSCA for short, yes.
All right, well that's a lot easier to say. So AOSCA, before we get into what you're doing at AOSCA, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure, so I grew up in the Northeast Georgia mountains, and like many of us in agriculture, I was a product of 4-H and FFA type programs. That led me into pursuing a formal education in the world of agriculture. I went to Clemson University to obtain a bachelor's degree in agricultural education. Went from there to a master's degree at the University of Georgia, and then eventually, later down the road, pursued a doctorate degree, a PhD at Clemson as well. The formal education allowed opportunities for me. Most recently, I've spent the last 8 years at Clemson as the Assistant Director of Regulatory Services. And within those programs that I managed was seed certification for the state of South Carolina, uniquely at a university system. With that position, I was a member agency to AOSCA and have worked with AOSCA over the years on different committees and as a representative for the state. So that is kind of the odd path that has led me to the current position as CEO.
Absolutely. Now, it makes sense now that I hear that you say you're from Georgia, because I've been trying to figure out exactly where that accent came from. So Georgia makes perfect sense. You never know, Alabama, Georgia. So
it's all making sense now.
It's all coming together, So you kind of mentioned your path to AOSCA, but seed is such a niche part of this industry. So what makes you excited about being involved in the seed industry?
Sure. So I think in our industry, one of the biggest goals that we have is to create a sustainable food supply. And within that, we in the seed industry have kind of at the core, right? We have the ability to create that change. And to be a part of that is not something I take lightly. And I'm just excited to have the platform to create change and to be a part of that on a global front.
It is exciting because seed is, you're absolutely right, at the foundation of everything we do in agriculture and the foundation of our food supply. I mean, literally nothing we have here would exist without some kind of seed.
Sure.
It's awesome. Now, this is a new role. I know you're transitioning into it now, and it was Chet Boruff who held this role for a long time, and I know he's very well respected among the industry. So big shoes to fill. Yes. But as you look at those shoes you're filling, what are you most excited about for this new role?
Sure. So I think the thing I'm most excited about is it's being able to enact change on a global front. So in the past 8 years, I've kind of had constraints put on my role by state boundaries. And I could enact change and do things for our industry and for our certified seed growers in our state. But being able to be the CEO of AOSCA and the fact that we have global members and are able to certify seed in so many areas of the world allows me to have a platform that I've not had before. And I'm really excited to do that and to utilize that and to help play some part in to the advancement of the seed industry and agriculture as a whole.
It's so exciting to hear the passion in your voice. So it's just it's encouraging and great to hear. As we're talking to this seed industry audience here at Seed World, is there anything else you would want them to know about AOSCA or about anything you're doing?
Sure. So for those that do not know, AOSCA is a organization that has been around for over 100 years. And we provide services throughout each state and other member agencies across the globe. And I feel like we are an important agency. We wouldn't have been here for 100 years, right? If we didn't have a role to play and a very important role to create quality seed, to accept varieties into what we call a VRB type process that creates sustainable varieties, true varieties that can be replicated throughout other generations. So I'm really excited to be a part of that and continue our mission.
Absolutely. You may not be around for the next 100 years, but you can certainly make your mark for several years of that 100. So, Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for joining me today at this very special episode of Giant Views. We are live at the American Seed Trade Association, CSS, and Seed Expo. And we are just so excited to actually get to see everyone face to face. So thank you again, Sarah. And this is Sonia Bagaman signing off.